Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. We are now live with SI UK Japan. Over to you, Furai.
Okay. 皆様、こんにちは。本日はソレント大学のウェビナーにご参加いただき誠にありがとうございます。本日はですね、大学の担当官をお招きしまして、大学によるご紹介の方をさせていただきたいと考えております。Okay.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Greeting from sunny Southampton. I'm honored to be here today, giving you a presentation about Solent University, Southampton. Initially, we were planning to have our course leader for a sports management program to give a presentation here. However, I think she's unfortunately is ill today. So I will probably just cover the whole university, our programs, or anything I think relevant to your prospective study. You have obviously opportunity to ask questions about anything. If I can't answer you today, I'm sure our academic will be able to get back to you later. So let me share my screen with my presentation. Just to check, can you see all right?
Yes, we can see clearly. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm just briefly introduce myself. My name is Will. I work for Solent University as a senior international officer. I'm responsible for recruiting international students from East Asia to join Solent University, including Japan. So hopefully after today's presentation, you can have a better picture about Solent University, about your prospective study, tongue twister there. And hopefully you'll make your plan to come to join us in future. First of all, I'll start with a brief introduction about city of Southampton. I'm sure most of you have heard about Southampton. It's located in southeast of England. You probably heard Titanic, many years ago departed from here on his very first journey. It's located 70 miles southwest of London. It just takes over an hour by car or by train from Southampton to London. So really, really convenient location. In terms of the Southampton city, you can see from all these pictures, it's a beautiful city. It's the largest city in the southeast outside of London. Population-wise, currently there are around 250,000 people, but out of those, over 43,000 are students. So very much a student-focused city. It's a cheap and affordable city for students to live and study. Southampton also a major port with a rich maritime heritage, a home port of some of the largest cruise ships in the world. Also in the UK's top 10 happiest, sunniest, and warmest cities. So you'll find the city really lovely to live and study. In terms of the university, this is just a partial photo map of the Southampton. So that's where Solent University is located at. Some of you, if you watch the English Premier Football League, this is Southampton Football League. We have official partnership with the football club. This is Southampton Shopping Centre. You can find really close to the university campus. And this is where we say is the port where a lot of cruises depart. You may be able to tell a couple of cruise here. So they go around, from UK, depart from UK to many European countries and other cities such as North America. So many destinations from here. There's just another brief photo to show this is campus. These are all where university student accommodations are. So again, takes about 10-15 minutes to get to, really convenient. Again, from here to get to the shopping center, probably just 10 minutes. Really, really handy place. For facts and figures, the university, we currently have more than 11,000 students. Out of those, we have students from 120 nationalities. More than 200 courses we are offering at the moment. University have invested a huge amount of investment recently, including this state-of-art building, the Spark. You can see most of the photos on campus. University have been awarded TEF and Silver in terms of the teaching. We are rated 5 stars by the QS World Rankings for teaching and inclusiveness. I probably won't mention all of these, but something might interest you. Solent graduates work in 11 of the top 20 Premiership football clubs, including Southampton, obviously. The university's new strategic partnership with Southampton Football Club gives our football study students access to real-world experience. So you give them the professional training, coaching, development from the really coaching staff from the club. So really benefit from getting that. In terms of our courses, we have 4 faculties: the Faculty of Business, Law, and Digital. Under it, the Business School of Law. Another faculty of Creative Industries, Architecture, and Engineering. We also have a faculty of Sport, Health, and Social Sciences. And finally, Wasatch Maritime School. We offer a lot of onshore courses and cadet programs that the student can take, including maritime, business, etc. So these are some of the key subject areas. Probably haven't covered everything, but if you are interested in one of these programs, please feel free to get in touch. In terms of the tuition fees, for undergraduate study for 2022-23 next year is £14,250 per year. For postgrad, it's depending on the program. So some are laboratory-based, some are classroom-based. So classroom-based slightly cheaper, around £14,000. But global MBA, for example, is probably the most expensive program, which costs £15,900. So postgraduate fees within this range. Okay. University facilities. Again, probably this photo won't be enough to show you all our fantastic facilities, but these are just some of it. For example, creative space. We have the animation studios, photography studios, hair and makeup studios, etc. For students who want to do sport or related, we have a purpose-built laboratories for biomechanics, psychology, etc. Also physiology lab. Again, there are other temperature-controlled composite materials lab, state-of-the-art design for beauty environment student, etc. And hasn't ended yet there. You probably can see from some of these photos, there are maritime simulation lab. We have our stunning Spark building, which you probably saw, the cutting-edge sports complex, and the largest maritime simulation center in Europe. We also have 3D, 3HD television studios, 3D 35mm cinema with Dolby Atmos audio. I won't mention each of these, but you kind of get the idea. The university have invested huge amount of money onto the facilities, so our students can benefit by studying with us. These are some of the Solent enterprises. Because university have the focus on employability, so we train our students with the ready skills once they graduate from the courses. So these are all supported by the university. For example, we have this RESO, the first fully student-operated retail initiative in the UK shopping center. We sell unique products, design, and produced by our own students. Other things like Solent creatives, works, music, productions, and TV, etc. So many of these enterprises that universities support our students to realize their dream when they are studying with us. Accommodation, as I mentioned earlier, these are all very close to our main campus. So the cost-wise, we have the options of ensuite rooms, cost about £5,700 per year. Normally, we count as academic year from September to beginning of June. For non-ensuite rooms, so you share the kitchen, the bathroom with a few others, slightly cheaper, costs around £4,900 to £5,000. You can choose to pay by installments, not pay in one go, but you can pay, say, 3 times a year for the whole fee of accommodation in October, January, or May. Or I think there's also no option for 8 equal monthly installments as well. If you don't want to live in this university accommodation, you can also choose the private sector, private housing, because it's such a huge student city for Southampton. There are plenty of accommodations on options for students, so you can choose wherever you like, wherever you want. I'm sure some of you may be interested in entry requirements for the university. So these are most updated one for courses starting 2022. Academic entry requirements for undergraduate study. We normally accept A-levels 104 or 120 UCAS points or equivalent for a student from your country. So if a student from Japan, say, they completed upper secondary school with a leaving certificate, unfortunately, you won't be able to join the undergraduate study directly. You will have to take an international foundation year, which we call here foundation. So you need to achieve around GPA 3 to get into our foundation. For students, maybe if you study in international schools or other foreign curriculum, we may be able to accept you. For example, international baccalaureate, if you take IB, we accept that in lieu of A-levels. We also accept students to directly join our year 2 or 3 of a lot of other programs. Say if you have an equivalent qualification to our students who have completed year 1, you may be able to join our courses on year 2 start. Likewise, year 3 top-up option is similar. So I welcome the inquiries for students to, if you want to have more information about this, join direct entry to year 2 or year 3, welcome to get in contact. In terms of requirement for postgraduate study, in general, we require students to have a bachelor degree from Japan, from a recognized Japanese universities. And the results we need normally is a pass or 60% or C, depending on which qualification you obtained from your country. English language requirements. If you're coming to study foundation year, we need you to provide or meet entry requirement of IELTS 5.5 overall with 5.0 in each element. If you're coming to join to take a bachelor degree, we need students to get IELTS 6.0 with 5.5 each component. If you're coming to do a master degree, we need students to get IELTS 6.5 with 6.0 in writing and 5.5 in everything else. We do accept other English qualifications, for example, Duolingo. If you take other English qualifications instead of these two, please get in touch again. We will be able to let you know the information in details. Admission process, I'm sure SIUK will be able to provide you with the support and assistance on this. just a brief information. You will need to provide all these depending on the program you apply for. If you somehow are applying for art or design related, you might be required to provide a portfolio to prove your skills. In general, we need students to provide academic qualifications, transcripts, English language qualifications, if you have it when you apply, a copy of passport, etc., and references and personal statement. Please note the personal statement are really important. It's the thing that you can use as an opportunity to explain your own situation to the admission tutor so that they can assess your application individually. Please spend time on writing a personal statement. For application process for undergraduate study, we do accept students to apply via UCAS. Again, I'm sure you, SIUK, will be able to give you advice on that. You can also apply directly through SIUK if you only just want to apply to Solent programs. Again, please seek advice from SIUK, our partner. For postgraduate study, all our students are required to apply directly online. There are links available on each of the programs on our website. Okay, do feel free to ask questions after this presentation. Once you have submitted your application, you should expect to receive a confirmation email from us within 24 or 48 hours. Then in terms of the offer, depending on which program you apply for, so it may take 3 days or a week or two for our admission tutor to get back to you. If you don't hear from us within this period of time, please get in touch again or contact SIUK, your advisor. They can help you to chase as well. Once you've been made an offer and you want to accept the offer, please do so by writing back to us, to admissions, just to let us know, I want to accept this offer, so that we will provide you further information on instructions about what you need to do next. Visa application documents, I probably won't go into details about these, but in general, you probably know you need things called CAS letter, confirmation of acceptance for studies, issued by the university to support you for your visa application, along with other documents listed here, maybe more. I'm sure again, SAUK will be able to provide further advice, suggestions for you on this. Yeah, this is CAS again. Then I won't go into details. Scholarships. Some students may be interested in scholarships. We do offer a lot of international scholarships for our students to join us. We have these vice chancellor scholarships or from deans, Solent sports scholarships range between £1,000 to £5,000. Some of these scholarships are automatically issued. So once you apply, our admission tutor will assess your grades or outcome from your current study, and then they will automatically decide if you are eligible for any of the scholarships. If you are, they'll send you the email to let you know. If not, you should assume that you haven't been successful. Some scholarships, you need to apply for it, but only when you have been made an offer and accepted it. So further information about this, you know that later on during the recruitment cycle. Okay. Applying for PhD, again, probably not many inquiries in this area, but if you do, if you think, if you have a, say, master degree or a really good grades from your undergraduate study and very interesting proposal in a certain subject or area that our academics may be able to supervise you for your study, please get in touch and apply through this online link. By the way, this presentation will be provided to SIUK. So if you need further information after this presentation, you'll be able to know. In terms of timing to apply, for PhD is slightly different from top programs. So the dates are here for this year. I mean, for next year, for January start, this is slightly out of date. But in terms of for 2022, it's around the same time of the year. And this, again, is application process for PhD. Likewise, they will get in touch from the research admissions. And finally, just to cap, as our university have focused on employability of our graduates, so we really concentrate on these to design a lot of our curriculums with focus on the employment, on employability, to train you with the skills ready to be able to work in this industry straight after you graduate, straight after you leave from Solent. So these are some of the companies that our students have previously worked or currently working. Some cruise ship company, some fashion company, BBC, Time. I won't go through each individually, but our students would, in general, have a lot of support throughout their study. They will have guest lectures from industry, live client briefs, real business. They can have the work experience opportunities as an integral part of the course, or they can undertake part-time work during their study by mentoring or volunteering, being a student ambassador, working for the university, etc. Plenty of opportunity for you when you study. So I do hope if you in future join us, do make the most of these opportunities. These are some of the student stories, some of our alumni. Say we have some Olympic sailing gold medalist from China doing the sports broadcast journalism courses. We have this Craig David, English pop singer, songwriter. He's been sent an honorary degree of Doctor of Music. Also, a lot of our graduates are involved in design. Aston Martin, the boat, which we use in, I think, probably 007 film you've seen. Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, favorite designer, is also a graduate of Solent University, whose name is Jenny Peckham. She studied our fashion degree. Again, Theo Pathetis, you might know, is our new chancellor. So if you have watched the TV program by BBC called Dragon's Den, he's a star, one of the successful entrepreneurs. Finally, this is the context. So initially, this is our academic, Anya Higgins, who unfortunately can't join us today. This is my contact details, email address. Please feel free to get in touch after this. These are our admissions or visa inquiry email addresses. So if you have later on inquiries in that area, also please feel free to contact them. This will be all my presentation. I hope this is plenty. Over to you, Corey. Shall I stop sharing my screen maybe?
Yeah, you can stop your share screen now. Thank you for your presentation, Will. It was very detailed, and I think students understood so much about your university. And actually, we get quite a lot of questions from here at the Zoom and from YouTube. So shall we move to the Q&A session?
Please, yes, please do.
Okay, thank you. So shall we begin from the question from the Zoom? So because we originally introduced this webinar about the sports management course, so one student is asking about the sports journalism course. So is there any chance to join the internship or maybe about a part-time job during attending the university?
Sure. As I mentioned, universities have a focus on the employability. So we give our students every opportunity to gain these skills in employment during the study. In terms of the specific programs, for example, journalism, I'm sure in terms, for students who are doing master degree, maybe because the study is quite intense, so you won't have too much opportunity to do the internship while you're studying with us. However, you'll be able to do it after your year-long of master's degree study. So you only need to express your interest at the beginning of study, and then university will help you to get in touch with certain employers. Obviously, this is for maybe part of the short internship right after study. Also, SIUK may be able to give you more advice on this from this year or last year. Students who have successfully completed a degree in the UK university this year will be able to apply for the 2-year we call a new route, the new immigration route. So you'll be able to apply for a 2-year work visa. And during that 2 year, you can use this time to try to find employment, or use this time to join any internship or placement or any opportunity you think you benefit from your study. So this is really good timing of the year to be able to join any UK university, especially for a university like us. We have a lot of strong links with employers in the industry. For example, sports, as we have the official partnership with this, football club, many football clubs, in the UK. So you will have plenty of opportunities to be able to gain the skills that you can use in future for your career.
Okay, thank you so much. I think the connection between the sports team is very fascinating for students. Yes, sure. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the next question. It's also related to the sports management course, but is it possible to apply to the sports management course even if it doesn't have any work experience?
Right. Again, do you mean the work experience after the study or
after the study? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. As I mentioned, part of the study has focused on employment skills, and because of that, you have contact with industries, with different employers during your study for certain research or for certain projects, and because of that, if you express your interest in these areas, say you talk to your lecturer saying you are interested in getting some experience in this area, they will point you to the right direction to certain people, certain contacts which we have. Maybe many of the companies or employers, they have our previous graduates working there already, or some of graduates probably in a certain managerial position. They will be able to provide that opportunity for our students. So, and I'm sure you will have plenty of opportunities of that. I was getting the contact from my colleague, and she may be able to join us later for this call. So hopefully she'll be able to answer more questions in that specific area. If she can. Yeah, I think she has some commitment between 9 and 9:30. So maybe before 10 o'clock, she maybe join us to give you some advice. Yeah.
Okay. So this webinar is basically about 60 minutes. So if she can join.
Yes. Yeah, I will let her join.
Yes,
true.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. So maybe let's move on to the questions from the YouTube. It's more general questions. So for example, one student is asking about So she has a gap year. She had a gap year for a year after graduating university and would like to apply to postgraduate degree, but does she need to explain about that 1 year gap, or you don't really care about the gap year? She just need to focus about what she wants to study? Do you have any advice?
You mean she is having a gap year during her study in Japan?
She didn't mention about that part, but I think she's worrying about that gap year. Would it be negative image?
Right. I mean, obviously, for our undergraduate program, we have our own students who are taking or plan to take a gap year after first 2 years of study. So normally we call this 4-year degree sandwich with the sandwich year. In the middle, the third year sandwich year. So during that year, for international students, normally you can either choose to work to find placement in the UK if you can, or you can go back to Japan to have this gap year in there, gain some experience. You probably need to provide a report afterwards, and also for that gap year, just pay us an admin fee, probably around £1,000. To replace this tuition fee, and then join us back on the 4th year. I don't know whether that's a question you asked or she asked.
I see. So actually, she was asking about applying to postgraduate degree. So
right.
She had a 1 year gap year after graduating from the undergraduate. So
I see.
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, as I mentioned, if she has taken a gap year during her current study, she can submit the application mentioning these. Obviously in the personal statement, as I mentioned, is part of the thing that she can put out in the personal statement to explain her situation. I think an extra gap year may be helpful, for her application to our master degree. So I don't think it will have any bad effect on it.
Okay. That's very good.
I can see Anya is here, my colleague.
Yes, she's here. Hello, Anya.
I hope you feel better, Anya.
Hello, and apologies for the mix-up over the timings, but I'm here now. Thank you. We've got some questions.
Thank you for joining our webinar, Anya. May I introduce about you to students now? Will had a presentation about the overview of the university, and we just explained about the situation at stage. So one moment, please. Thank you. 皆様、それではですね、少し遅れてしまったんですけれども、教授のアンニャ様が到着しまして、こちらで、そうですね、スポーツマネジメントコースにつきまして質疑応答を再開させていただきたいと思いますので、何か具体的な、コースに関するご質問などありましたら遠慮なくまたチャットの方でご投稿いただけましたら幸いです。Thank you for your time, Anya and Will. So I explained that they can set their question to the chat. And would you like to do your presentation from now, or shall we just keep doing the Q&A session? Which is better for you?
Probably just a Q&A session, please. Yeah.
Okay.
I can just give a little bit of context if you want. I don't have any slides as such, but the program is in its second year, and we have quite an international flavor to the student body. So 11 students last year, 11 students this year, and it's predominantly an international program and a very mixed group of students. There's quite a number of student athletes that come onto the program, so they're coming from America, and so they're playing basketball with the university teams, and so these are students who are coming to the university to do their master's program, having done an undergraduate in America, and they're coming to play firstly and foremostly and study secondly. So they're having an absolutely fantastic time. They're loving it. And what we do is that we deliver the program over one day a week. So it's a full-time program, but it's delivered on a Friday. So it's an intense day. So we have classes from 9 o'clock until 11, then a break, then 12 until 2, a break, and then 3 until 5. So they have 3 classes a day for the first term, and then the second term there's 3 different classes. So they will study subjects such as sustainability in sports management. So we spend a lot of time talking about the impact of the environment and climate change on sport, and how sports managers will have to react to changes in climate regulations, and maybe have to think about different ways of traveling to games. And so that may have an impact on fixture management, for example. We've been talking about diversity in the workplace. We've been talking about the impact of growing older, our society in America, and I think in Japan as well. We have aging society, so it's about how we cater for people staying active as they get older. So we have quite a lot of discussions, and the classes really are very heavily discussion orientated. So we don't do any lecturing in those sessions. It's all about students have read an article, they bring it to the class, and we discuss it. So that's the sort of level of engagement, really. Is it's all about talking and communicating. At the moment, we've been doing it online for the last week, but it's for most of this term it's been in the classroom. Although some people have been stuck in America or stuck in Singapore. Or we had one student who's been in Singapore for most of the term, so he's been joining us virtually. So we can accommodate that.
Okay, thank you so much for your brief detail about the course. That's very exciting, and it seems you have strong connection with Americans.
With American students, yeah, it's through an agency called Play Overseas. So if any of your students are good at their sport, if they are athletes or if they're playing for a club or maybe at a regional level, there is an agency that can help them as well come into the university. So there's lots of different agencies, isn't there, to help students come into the UK from different locations.
Wow, I see. That's really, exciting course. Okay. So by the way, if you don't mind, may I ask, was there any Japanese students so far?
Not so far, no, but I did have a Chinese student last year. So we had one Chinese student who came to us via Australia. He did his undergraduate in Australia, but he brought a wealth of knowledge about Asian sport to us. It was fantastic. So I'd love to have another student from your part of the world.
Wow. Okay, thank you. That's very helpful. So actually, we do receive quite a lot of questions relating to the sports management course. So one student is asking, one moment, please. So she's been, so she received a degree about the sports management at undergraduate, and she's trying to study the international sports management at the PG level. But so she asking, she can study any new thing in that area. Maybe it's depends on what module she took on undergraduate degree. But do you have any advice to choosing that course at postgraduate?
So she's done an undergraduate in sports management.
Yes.
She sounds perfect for this program. We do have students come to this program who have not studied sports management at all.
I see.
So we have students who've studied business, like Yipeng, who came from China last year. He studied motorsport engineering. So he had a completely different undergraduate, and he did really well on his master's in sports management. So you don't have to have an undergraduate that is directly relatable. It helps, obviously, but we will help if you want to sort of shift. And I'll give you another example. I had a student who worked in the oil industry for 10 years in Kazakhstan. Last year, he came to sports management. So you just need to be, I suppose the word in English is diligent. So it's being responsible for your studies and being able to take responsibility for what you need to read and take responsibility for preparing what maybe you don't have an undergraduate in. But it's management is an easy topic to talk about. And so everybody will have experiences of management situations. So it's just a case of us applying those to sports scenarios. So I'd like to understand that anyone coming has an interest in sport in some shape or form.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very helpful. Yeah, some students is worried about their background, so they're asking this kind of question.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So the next question is, one moment, please. So one student is asking about the relationship between the maybe the football club or any kind of sports club, and is there any chance to maybe have relationship or maybe do the internship with the sports club?
Yeah, there is for sure. We have what's called a service agreement with Southampton Football Club. So we have close working relationships with the Premier League club in the city, and the basketball club is very well embedded within the culture at the university as well. So I know basketball is not a big sport in the UK, but at the university it is, and it invests very heavily. We have a dedicated basketball complex, and it attracts our American students. But the football club in Southampton is obviously of interest. We have the Women's European Tournament next summer in Southampton, so there'll be lots of opportunities for people to go to games. There's England are playing Northern Ireland in some of the regional games there, and Norway have qualified as well. So there's going to be a big tournament in Southampton next summer.
Wow.
So there will be lots of opportunities for students if they arrived early enough, I suppose. But also we do have opportunities with the football club, yes.
Okay, thank you. That's very exciting, and they're applying to the next year term. So very thank you. Okay, so we're streaming this webinar on the YouTube, and we get some questions there as well.
Okay.
One student is asking about the personal statement. How important is it? So do you have any advice about the personal statement? What kind of content are you expecting to see?
I'm looking to see confidence. I'm looking to see someone who's passionate about sport. So, and I'm also interested to see their personality. So if you make me laugh, if you make me smile, make your personality jump off the page.
Wow.
I'm looking for personality. I'm looking for passion for sport, and I'm looking for an interest and a dedication to this industry.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very, I think it's important advice.
Yeah, Corey, sorry to interrupt. Just to add up that, obviously, as Anya mentioned, she's looking for the students like a personal side of it. So as I said, personal statement, it should be different from everybody else. We don't want to see a personal statement like everybody else. We want to see your individual things different from others, that things you, as Anya mentioned, you're passionate about the sports, why you're passionate about sport, maybe some story behind it. And also maybe their plan, what they want to plan to work in the industry, as a career, direction. So all these things can be put in a personal statement to reflect the students themselves. So instead of have to be a long article, a message, just a 1 page A4, a few hundred words. that's normally advice I'll give students about personal statement.
I see. Oh, thank you so much. That's very new thing for Japanese students, I guess, because we usually have the paper test for entrance test. So we have no chance to write the kind of personal statement in Japan. And it's very, I believe so. The personality, your originality is important to describe, included the essay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the last question is actually it's quite general question, but would it be possible to ask the number of Japanese students, maybe the percentage or the university, not for the specific course, but at your university? Do you have any?
Are you asking about the general number of Japanese students studying with us?
Yes.
Right. I don't have that figure in my hand, but as I mentioned, we have a student from over 120 nationalities. So we'll cover pretty much most of the country in the world. I can say we don't have a large number of students from Japan, like many other countries. So because we really sort of put that emphasis on the diversity, we want students to not only just be from one country, but from all over the world. That, as Anya mentioned, they can bring their own culture, the kind of thing, to the class, to her program. So we really encourage students from all over the world. I know historically, quite a lot of our students from Japan coming to do football studies, sports management related, and art and design. But obviously that won't stop Japanese students coming to do other programs. But obviously, that's currently the case. So unfortunately, I don't have the figure. I hope that can give them an idea. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's still very helpful. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think that's all for today's questions. Thank you so much for your answers. Would you like to add anything, please?
How do I pronounce your name? Is it Corey?
I'm Kaori. Thank you.
Kaori, lovely to meet you this morning. Do students in Japan, do they have access to a platform called LinkedIn?
No, not really popular in Japan, actually.
So that's no.
Yeah, Japanese students normally we don't use LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay. Only if do they have access to it in Japan?
Yeah, we can access.
Okay, because on our sports management program, we have a group on LinkedIn, and the students are if they're interested in joining me on LinkedIn, I'd be very happy to accept an invitation. So if you want to pass on my details, I'm very open, and that they'd be very welcome to, I'd invite them into our group on LinkedIn, and they can see some of the guest speakers, they can see some of the current students and last year students, and they can make a decision. They could ask questions to current students as well. So they're very welcome to join me on LinkedIn, and then I'd invite them into the Master's Sports Management program so they can have a look around before they make any decisions.
I see. That's very helpful. If you mind, could you send us the link through the chat? Is it okay for you? Or maybe I can pass on.
I'll find it here if you give me a second, please.
Okay, of course. Please take your time.
And I'll just get it here.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is just one question, obviously, but excuse me.
Okay.
If any of the students or in future, any inquiries about in general the university, the course, or the specific program that Anya teaches, then please feel free to get in touch. You have all our email addresses. We're fairly flexible. So just drop us a line. We'll get back to you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, join me on LinkedIn.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Okay, then Yeah, I also emailed today's attendees.
Okay.
Thank you. I think, okay, so we're at the end of the webinar, but would you like to add any information and would you like to tell students anything else?
Well, yeah, probably just one more thing. As most of students know, I mean, at the moment, we're still in this pandemic.
Yeah.
I haven't covered that in my presentation, but I just have a think because especially it's been uncertain at this stage and with this new Omicron variant. But I can assure you, university have been following government guidelines in terms of, for the COVID measures. So we have all the measures in place on campus, student accommodation. So just to assure you, you feel safe completely when you are here. You will have access to NHS. You have access to vaccinations if you want. So yeah, the support from university are all here. Just let us know. You won't be left alone. So yeah, that's all my comments. So hopefully one day we'll see you on campus in Southampton.
Thank you, Will. Thank you so much for your. Yeah.
I've just got a connection from Leno. Is it Leno Kosuga? I've just had a LinkedIn request.
Is
that you?
Yes.
Thank you. I will invite you into the sports management group. How do I pronounce your name? Is it Leno?
Leno.
Leno. So thank you for the connection. I'll bring you into the sports management group, so you'll get an invitation from me shortly. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Okay, so I think we're at the end of the presentation. So I'll just let students know about it. One moment, please. それでは皆様、本日のウェビナーにご参加いただきありがとうございました。質疑応答の方も行いまして、すべて英語の方での回答にはなったんですけれども、もし引き続き何かご質問でしたりとか、聞き取れない点などありましたら、メールの方でまたお問い合わせいただきましたら、個別で詳しくご案内させていただくことも可能ですので、ぜひまたお問い合わせいただければと思います。本日はご参加いただきありがとうございました。So, Will and Anya, thank you so much for your time today. It was a wonderful presentation and will help students to apply to your university, and we might contact you one by one.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I think we're closing this webinar. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining, and see you somewhere again.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Very much. Bye.